So we haven't lost much. Sorry, we started the video late, so we're coming in on this a little bit. We counted up the squares in the circle, had a variety of answers, anywhere from the 130s to the 150. We're talking now about what the actual area is. So the actual area would be 7 times 7, which is 49 times pi. So if we were to give an exact area, that would be it. When we multiply 49 times 3.14, we get 153.98 square units. We're talking about not just linear units, but how many squares. So we're saying that there are about 154 squares that make up that circle. Okay, on the next page, it asks us just to use the formula. So here's our formula that I wrote on the other page again. You might want to add that r squared means r times r. That's the most commonly forgotten thing when it comes to calculating area. People forget what that 2 means. Sometimes people try to do 2 times r, and that's not it. You have to do r times r. So when we're finding the area, we have to start with the radius. So this circle shows us the radius. The radius of this circle is 3 meters. We know that area equals pi times the radius squared. So we can do pi times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So the area of this circle is 9 pi square meters. David?
If we don't have that circle, it's just like a line.
Oh, you guys didn't get the circle? Okay, draw a circle around this. That's strange that you didn't get it. I guess it figured that. Mine is yellow.
Yeah, but probably water.
Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So that's important for you guys to tell me that. I will make sure I just maybe do a black circle around it for the next time I print these out. Go over what I did here. Okay, the radius is 3. Our formula is pi times the radius squared. Radius squared means r times r, radius times radius. So I'm doing 3 times 3, which is 9. So my area is 9 times pi, which is just 9 pi. Okay, now, if I want to find the approximate area, I'm just going to multiply 9 times 3.14. So my approximate area is 28.26, and I need to label this as square meters. It's not just plain meters, it's square meters. So circumference, you don't have that little 2, because circumference is just a linear measurement. It's just like taking a line around the outside of the circle, but area is a measurement based on squares, so we have to square the unit. Okay, the next one also gives us the radius. So the radius of the circle is 4 inches. My formula is pi times the radius squared. So I'm going to take pi, and I'm going to multiply 4 times 4, which is 16. So the area of the circle is 16 pi square inches. Now in order to get the approximate area, I'm going to multiply 16 times 3.14. That should be at least equals. And it's approximately equal to 50.24, again, square inches. Okay, any questions about this? It's saying that it's square inches. 50.24. Okay, the 2 problems on the next page are finding the area of the circle if we're given the diameter. So in this case, we see a line drawn the whole way across the circle, which is the diameter. So we have to find the radius first. We can't plug the 8 into our formula. And we can't do 8 times 8 and then divide by 2. That won't work. We have to first just find the radius. So if the diameter is 8, let's see. Kayla, what's the radius? 4. So the radius is 4 inches. Megan, could you tell me how I would find the area? Good. Pi times 4 times 4, which is what?
16.
Good. 16 pi. And what are my units?
Oh, inches squared.
Inches squared. Good. Okay, how about the approximate area? Does anyone work ahead and do that yet? Avery? Good. We get, when we multiply 16 times pi, we get 50.24 square inches. Okay, next one. Jake, what part of the circle is that telling us is 12 centimeters? What is this 12 centimeters talking about in this circle? What part of the circle is that line? I just want to know, what's this called, this line? What's that called? No. David? The diameter.
Yeah.
All right, so the diameter is 12 centimeters. Jake, let's give you another chance. What would the radius be if the diameter is 12 centimeters? 6 centimeters, okay. I think you just weren't sure what I was asking there. Okay, now to find the area. Reese, can you tell us how we would do that?
You would do 6 times 6. And we get 36.
Okay, so is the area 36?
No, it's 36 times.
36 pi, good. We want to make sure we keep the pi in there. And what are my units?
Centimeters squared.
Good. Now notice on this one, I put the pi after the 6 times 6. It doesn't matter when you're multiplying what order they go in. So you can write it like this, or you can write it first like we did in the previous problem. Okay, volunteer to tell me what the approximate area is. Bryant?
113.04 square centimeters.
Good. 113.04 square centimeters. Okay, any questions about this? Okay, let's look at a practical real-world problem about everybody's favorite food, pizza. Maybe not everybody's favorite, but most people like pizza. Pizza is undoubtedly my husband's favorite food. He would eat pizza every day of the week.
That's what I would do.
He would eat the kind from the freezer that tastes like cardboard. He loves it so much. Okay, when you order a pizza, the size of the pizza relates to its diameter. So you know how when you're ordering a pizza from Domino's, it'll, maybe not Domino's, or sometimes it'll say like this is a 12-inch pizza or a 15-inch
Yeah, they do
pizza.
that.
They're talking about the diameter when they tell you that. So you know, sometimes you think about that, well, what does it mean to be a 15-inch pizza?
Yeah, it's like
It is the
measured.
diameter. So if you order a 16-inch large pizza, what is the circumference of the pizza? And then what is the area of the pizza? So 16 inches refers to its diameter. So the diameter is 16 inches. Now we are going to use approximate areas here because if you were to say to someone, oh yeah, the area of my pizza is something pi, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Like a pizza pie? Or so anyhow, we're just going to go ahead and actually multiply this through. What would the circumference of this pizza be? David?
Oh, wait, no, minus
50.
Trace got it, all right. 50.24. We need to take pi times the diameter. So we're going to do 3.14 times the diameter. So we get that the circumference is about 50.24. Trey, do I just use inches or square inches? Just plain inches, because we're just talking about a line that goes around. So if I drew a line around this circle and then I spread my line out, it would measure 50.24 inches. Okay, what is the area of this pizza? How many little 1-inch squares are you eating when you eat that whole pizza? Michael, give that a try.
50.
Okay, how'd you get 50?
2 months.
First of all, what do we have to use in the area formula? What part of the pizza? The radius. So what would the radius of this pizza be?
8.
8. So the radius is 8 inches. So if we put 8 into this formula, we're going to have to do 8 times 8, which is 64, and then we have to do 64 times pi. So do 64 times pi. I'm gonna make that be a wavy line. Trey, you got it again? Good. 200.96 square inches. So if you were to eat this whole pizza, you're eating 200 or about 201 little 1-inch squares of pizza. So you could say I ate 201 pieces of pizza if you were cutting it into little 1-inch squares. But if you were only eating like 2 slices of that pizza and it were an 8-slice pizza, you'd only be eating a fourth of it. So you'd be eating about 50 squares. That's probably more typical. Most people eat probably 50 square inches of pizza.
Unrealistic around.
That's
33.
unrealistic.
How
I
many
didn't
pieces?
talk- I
There are
didn't
only
even-
33 pepperonis.
Oh, you counted the pepperonis?
Yeah.
We could figure out if we knew the diameter of a piece of pepperoni, you could also figure out how many square inches of pepperoni you were eating. That would be another
Counting
thing.
pepperonis now. We're about to bed in the school cafeteria.
Okay, I want you to try, listen up guys. I want you to try the next 2 practice problems and then we'll talk about those.